Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another fun-filled episode here on Vivo Garage with continued on our series for the goatski. This will be the third video that we've done in regards to this, and we're going to continue with the engine, more specifically on the bottom end of it. When I got everything was in just totes, so kind of gone through all that, and there's probably going to be some stuff that'll be missing from it, which is to be expected, but looks like the majority of it is there, just as you saw in the other video with the headwork, which I will link up at the top here. But the low end was not in overall bad shape, it was just disconnected. You'll see with how the block is with this, you've got it in multiple sections, so the cylinder walls was removed completely from it, and the cylinders are just still attached to the crankshaft. So I'm gonna have to go through and remove all that just so I can get the rings to seat properly inside the cylinder walls. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Today's video is just getting everything disassembled, inspect it, make sure we're all good within there, and then go from there. So stay tuned. So here we go. We got the lower end of the engine, and as you can see, we've got the cylinders kind of just sticking out, and then right here we've got the cylinder walls. So when they disassembled it, they just kind of unbolted everything, slid it up, which I would imagine is how you would do it, but kind of left this predicament of getting these things back in place. So I'm gonna have to flip it over, undo the bottom end, and it'd be good to just do an inspection anyway, just to see how everything is. One of the fun things that I've already discovered is, you can see here, the crankshaft, where we have the timing chain go around, it is completely locked. So I've got to try and get that free. I've already spent some time trying to move it, and it's just bound up. So I'm going to have to take it apart anyway, but just wanted to kind of point that out, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, we'll start getting it disassembled. So after taking off these oil things, I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but you can see there's just a lot of gunk buildup in there. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it's good to take this thing completely apart and just go through it just to keep it clean. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I may have seen some remnants of water, but we'll be watching for that. But these screens come out, we'll get them cleaned up, and it's just not good. But yeah, we'll just continue along, seeing what we find. Well, shoot. Got everything torn apart and the camera died, so I didn't capture, unfortunately, the majority of it, and it would have been a good thing to actually capture because it was a complete pain in the butt. Getting the two top end and the bottom end of the lower end of the block, and I'll show you here on the camera here shortly, but getting those two things completely separated, and then you've got I'm drawing a blank on it, but I'll show you the thing. I think it's called the Bendix cover. Getting all three of those things separated was a complete bear. Something was binding up around the flywheel. Yeah, it literally, I think, spent probably a better half of 4 or 5 hours on it. My buddy Luke came over to help me out, thankfully, because if he wasn't here, I don't think I would have been able to get as far, just not having the extra hands to help hold stuff and pry and all that stuff. But anyway, I'll show you what we did. It wasn't very fun. So as you can see, we got the crankshaft completely out. And this is what I was saying here. This thing was attached to both the top and the bottom of the crank, the lower end. This is called the coupler. It's still, and there's literally nothing in here holding it. So something's binding it up inside here that we can't get figured out. So I've got to do some more research on that to see exactly what it was. and all that. So yeah, this here has to come off, which it's threaded on. Did a little research online, and it looks like I may have to apply some heat to it and get it in a vise or something like that. But I ended up breaking one of the teeth off of this. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal because it's got all this other mounting surface here or anything like that. And, you know, if you're just finding this, if you have more information regarding it, I'm not going to probably touch anything with this video for a while until I get some other stuff done. But yeah, if you had some experience on these, I know there is a removal tool that goes in here that I'll probably end up seeing if I can order for it and just make things a little easier. But I want to get the stator replaced, which I have another one for, so at some point I'll have to get this separated. But anyway, coming over here, we have, this is the bottom end of the block, and then here we have the top end of it. So it's interesting. I'm not used to seeing, you know, a block like this but separated in so many different things, because then, you know, we've got the cylinder walls right here, and then on top of that sits the head. So yeah, I mean, we'll get it cleaned up. Bearings look great. Everything looks really clean for the most part. There was some gunk and stuff in there, but nothing too out of the ordinary. The pistons, this is what, number 2. They overall don't look too bad. We'll get those cleaned up and keep these in order here. So yeah, not too terrible. So we'll this will probably be, unfortunately, a shorter video. But oh well, you win some, you lose some. So there you have it. We still have some room to go on getting this lower end rebuilt and all that. Just I think I'm just going to probably leave the bearings that are in there. They look really clean. There's really no scuffing or any real wear on them. I'll put everything back together with the existing rings, and we'll get a compression test on it and just kind of gauge from there. And if we have to replace them, we'll replace them. But, you know, I don't know. If you think I should replace the rings, leave your comments below. Let's hear what you guys have to say. See the importance of it. If it's if you think it would be any benefit or not. You know, it's part of the reason why I want to do this, is to gain more knowledge and experience and stuff like that. And, you know, your guys' comments would help me out. And, you know, if you know somebody that would potentially have more information, share this video out to them so that they can get this information back. But as it sits right now, I think I'm just going to put everything back together, re-gasket everything, clean it up, and go from there. I think it's in good enough condition, but I don't know. So anyway, I think this is going to be the end for the video. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to this, please subscribe, comment, like, share, do all that fun stuff. Really helps me out. I'm really trying to gain some viewership and subscribers moving forward. So I think in the next video that I'm going to do will be behind me. We do have the goatski. I'm going to start peeling off the old vinyl and getting that stuff prepped and ready to go. That one may take a little bit just because I have a lot of stuff coming up that I'm working on, but we'll start tackling that here soon. We are at the end of March, so technically we have about a month and a half before I can get this thing in the water. Just here in the Pacific Northwest, the temperatures don't really get up into warm, you know, water weather here till, you know, maybe mid-May or anything like that. So hopefully by Memorial Day we'll have this thing in the water and ready to go. So yeah, as usual, stay safe, and appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.